Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel with another Overlord, Lord of Nazarick video. Now in this video we'll be doing the second part of Monster Hunt against the Scorpion. I know he's a little bit toxic, this Scorpion is a little bit dense. He deals a lot of damage, and the shenanigans about him that if you don't have buffs, he deals extra damage to you. So you need to have buffs, and the units that we're gonna use, they will ensure us to have buffs at all time. First of all, we're gonna go and activate our scrolls. Of course, we need a healing scroll, that's a necessity there, and maybe attack scroll. You can use crit rate if you want, but attack scroll is the one that is giving us the most damages. And as you see, we're ranking rank 3 right now, which is kind of good actually for a setup and the lineup that we're doing. You can go up to 55k. I saw 60k with the good build on the characters. We'll be talking about them. With the minimum requirement on my characters, I got to the similar number. By the way, I got the 48,991 twice with 2 different units. I'll be showing and explaining that. So first of all, we're gonna showcase the lineup that we're using. We're using this lineup, and yes, Hamske must be the leader, not Momon. When you use Momon, maybe if Momon is maybe a 6-star with his Arclight at 6-star, he will be absolutely fantastic. I don't have his Arclight, sadly. This is why I'm not using, I'm not getting his, or I'm using his leader skill. With Hamske leader skill, when he's in Wise King Forest, or Wise King of the Forest, she actually buffs the assist, which is Maiden Love Albedo. Now, if you don't have Maiden Love Albedo, if you have Negredo, she might work to a certain extent, Aura might work into a certain extent, or you might want to replace it with even Mari. Mari also works here. But this is basically the setup. Yes, tank Hamske will be needed here. Absolutely wonderful. Now, the leader skills, we're using the Garnet faction. The Garnet faction, the more that you have Garnet on your lineup, actually, that would add damages from your Eins to the enemy. Now you can use the normal skill. Actually, this one skill is always guaranteeing you to deal damages because there will be always debuffs. Each debuff increases the attack damage by 15% up to 60% of Eins, and this one at the maximum level, let me go and read it. Each level increases Eins 10% by 30, maximum at 30. So maybe you would want to use this. I'm gonna use this and check it out with you. We used actually the Garnet on the characters, and the boss is Ranger, and everybody are Ranger, so we're using the Ranger skill as well. Now, for the skills, what are we using? So I have the Arclight of Albedo. I'm using it, and I'm using Termination Set for her to crit even more and negate or nullify the defenses by 30%. Hamske, we're using on her the Alchemy set, so we buff the highest attacker with attack, the high defensive unit, which is Hamske tank, with defense, so we can deal extra true damage. Now, I went and pushed myself and bought, I sold a lot of Arclight, or dismantled a lot of Arclights to get the Arclight of Hamske. Super needed, because the damage that you will get from the boss and from the minions will reflect to them more damages by the damage of the physical that we have, or the defense physical. So the more that you have defense on Hamske, the more that you will deal true damage to the enemy. Plus, we're playing Sterling set on him or on her, because it will boost all of the team by 7.5 on defense, and you need every bit of point of defense there. Plus, you're gonna apply 15% bonus defense to yourself. Momon, also Termination set, negating 30% of the defense of the boss and ignoring it and actually dealing a lot of damage. Now you can use the Chase set as well, depend on you, but I like the crit rate and I like ignoring the defenses. This is basically what we're using. Now for Momon, I don't have the Arclight, sadly. I'm using this Arclight because it's kind of consistent with what we need, because it will give you 3 random buffs. Either gives you HP back, which will heal him and keep him surviving until the end of the battle, and he doesn't die until the end of the battle, or give him turn meter boost, or give him an attack boost, which will help us a lot. Hamske, you need the Arclight of her, because Hamske's Arclight will add extra damages by 6% of the maximum HP of her. So basically the extra damages of tank Hamske, the extra damages of Hamske's Arclight by his HP or her HP, plus we'll allow the chase, and we allow negating the 20% or 21% defense on the boss. So basically we're gonna go and shred the boss. This is the setup, this is how we're gonna play. We're gonna go and start, and hopefully I will get a relatively good lineup. Now the boss is green. This is why Garnet faction and Momon works perfectly on this boss. You want to tag the boss at the start with an arrow, so the red arrow on the boss, which is on the boss actually, and go and click on Momon Albedo and tank Hamsuke, the ultimate, Hamsuke, his ultimate. Yes, all of this stuff, and you're gonna go and deal the maximum damages on this boss. Now, you're gonna see that the boss deals a lot of damage, and he will go and attack. Everybody will attack tank Hamsuke the most, because tank Hamsuke is from Sapphire faction, or attack Hamsuke, but for some reason, sometimes they attack Albedo out of nowhere, and my Albedo gets low in the end. Now, the only character that will die easily by the end, the two characters, maybe Hamsuke, the normal Hamsuke, and Albedo, Maiden Love Albedo, but with some RNG, with what happened with me, all of them survived actually on the last round, and then Maiden Love Albedo died, but Momon stayed alive and helped us with Hamsuke with dealing damages. But basically what will happen in the end is Hamsuke and Albedo will die, both of them. Look at them, they drop a lot of an HP. We don't have a healer, but we're depending on the heals of our scroll. This is why we play the healing scroll. Plus, tank Hamsuke will, with his ultimate or with her ultimate, will mitigate the damage and reduce the damage taken from the boss and every other minion. So this is what will help us stay alive a little bit. So we want to do that as much as possible. And tank Hamsuke, the second skill of tank Hamsuke, also, yeah, this one, the laser that you drop on the boss, will help you a little bit to put the turn meter of the boss back so you can do more actions actually. Momon, you want to put the skill, the second skill on, because we will go and ignore the damages actually with him. And this is basically the score that we get. Now the boss will get a turn and wipe out all our lineup. I think one will survive, and you're gonna see Momon does double attacks, which is great, and we lost them, both of them, this is basically what happens. And with some RNG, you might savor your lineup and you will not wipe immediately. And here we go, we wiped this one. This one was not that a good one, but it's relatively good. It will always get you to the 40k, even with a 4-star Momon, even with a 3-star Maiden Love Albedo. And as you see, Albedo and Momon are the one that deals damage. And I did the similar result, by the way, the same runs, I did them again and again. Now, what unit I was talking about, that is also replacing one unit on the lineup. Sometimes I just replace Hamsuke and I put Jugim. Now, if you don't have Hamsuke at 6 stars, but you have Jugim like built up maybe more, Jugim will help you a lot. Plus his Arclight, you need it on him. And we put Alchemy set on him. Now, what the Jugim does, you want to put him as a leader before you're going to go there. Now you will have the same exact number of damage that you will do on your highest lineup with this lineup, because Jugim will deal higher tier defense down, and he will ignore defenses. She will ignore defenses because they have termination set and their skills. And this is why you're gonna go and drop the enemy defense to absolutely almost zero, just like when using Hamsuke. But I highly recommend use Hamsuke. Hamsuke is more consistent, better, and sometimes she might survive. Sometimes she might survive. But actually, Jugim survives until the end of the battle if you want some consistency, even if you're a new player and you don't have them very well built. Remember, for Monster Hunt, only the star level of the Arclights and the characters follows here and will count. Their skills will be maxed for you even at 3 stars, so you don't need to level them up actually to have them with their skills. And yeah, that's basically it. This is how we got ourselves in the top 3. This is how much we got the damages. I will keep retrying. It's with RNG, like just hit the skip button, click OK, and go and try, and hopefully you're gonna get the 50k. This is the lineup that gets you 50k actually, and the people that built Momon and they have his Arclight will guarantee themselves a 50k run. And yeah, that was it for the video. Let me know about your scores in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.